Hello, welcome back to our channel. Here at 10 Daily, we share the top 10 moments of the day. Today we have the top 10 Asian comedians. At you at number 10, we had Jeoug. Jeoug reminds you of your funny friend who has always got told they should be a comedian. Now it's sad that Joe actually followed that advice and became a star. On with frenetic physical style that reminds you of Dan Cook, but with Carlos Meneca's material. His hectic jokes are definitely surface level about Asians can't drive and that Mexicans don't have insurance. Often on solid observation. The most notable thing about Kozak is the universal appealing. He makes fun of every single group and manages to do it without being so offensive. On number 9, we have Kal Pen. Kal Pen is an Indian American who's best known for his role as Kumar in the Harold and Kumar comedy movie series. His ethnicity often plays a part in the joke, but is really the punchline. Ironically, his Indian accent impersonation is quite bad. Kal Pen was the first Indian American to play a major character on Hollywood screens. Not a stand-up comedian, but a comedic actor. Kal plays a slight fry house but smart persona to perfection. Kal's strength in his ability to craft a hilarious but believable character that could transcend race without completely ignoring it. Everyone knows somebody who acts like Kumar, which makes the character more hilarious, even if it's the only one he ever plays. Plus, he gets points for putting a hold on his lucrative acting career. Coming to you at number 8, we have Rex Navarette. Rex was originally born in the Philippines but raised in the Bay Area. All of his jokes are geared towards the Filipino audience, often going in depth into the culture, history, and of course, the Filipino accent. Rex Navarette started his career in 1989 and was the first Asian comedian to ever sustain a career doing shows for a predominantly non-white audience. In his many years of scene, Rex has become a legend in the Filipino community for his hilarious parodies for working class citizens, which are intended to educate as much as they are supposed to make you laugh. Even those who are not Filipino can relate to the spot-on accents and the first generation immigrant characterizations. Coming to you number 7, we had Dat Phan. Dat Phan was born in Saigon, Vietnam, but raised in San Diego, California, and is best known for winning NBC Last Coming Standing reality show in 2003. He has built a career-touching stereotype and doing ridiculous jokes of his parents. Asian topics make up the vast majority of his act. Dat Phan is controversial within both the mainstream comedy and Asian communities, but for entirely different reasons. Comedy critics felt his winning the first season of The Last Comic Standing was undeserved, while many Asians who initially liked Dan found out he was intensity to repeat the same material. Year after year, this has led people to begin throwing around the term hack. Dat Phan still continues to successfully tour and get laughs for both mainstream and Asian audiences. He's one of the few Asian comedians to headline network television. He also managed to include an exhibit by the Smithsonian Institution for the top 10 most influential Vietnamese American individuals. Coming at your number 6, we have Aziz Ansari. Aziz was born to Tamil Indian parents in South Carolina. His humor is geared towards pop culture, social media, and celebs. He said he knows Kanye West. I wonder how that's going. He mentioned his ethnicity, but he really makes us jokes about growing up Indian and doesn't do the accent because he feels it's too easy to get a laugh that way. Aziz is part of a new breed of comedians leading the trend in stand-up where focus is placed on satirical personal observation as opposed to having traditional punchlines. Initially getting his first big break in sketch comedy group Human Giant, Aziz has crossed over to the mainstream in a major way with a spot in movie Funny People, a role at NBC Parks and Recreation, and hosting MTV Movie Awards. His stand-up content is smart, fresh, and delivered in high energy, nasal tone. By far the youngest comedian on the list at 26, the multi-talented Aziz has a long career ahead of him and seems destined for the top. Coming at your number 5, we have Henry Cho. Henry Cho, born in Knoxville, Tennessee, is the only Korean Asian comic with a southern accent. Cho usually opens up with a few jokes acknowledging the obvious, then moves on to the non-epic fare. Henry Cho was one of the first Asian stand-up comedians ever, starting his career in 1986. By the late 80s, he was touring with Jerry Seinfeld and making TV appearances. Being a strong Christian, Cho never swears in his acts and keeps them very clean. He also explained his calm and confident tone that can only be described as pastor-like. Cho is significant because he has experienced some mainstream success by playing to wide audiences without any self-deprecating Asian jokes or Asian impressions. He also turned down numerous movie roles because he refuses to speak in broken English, showing that you can stick to your principle and still have a flourishing career. Next up, we have Bobby Lee. Bobby Lee is Korean and was born and raised in San Diego. He's best known for his many years on Mad TV sketch comedy show, where he played a variety of Asian characters ranging from Kim Jong-il to Connie Chung. Bobby Lee is one of the most well-known Asian comedians due to the 9 seasons he spent on the popular sketch comedy show Mad TV. He has crazy anything goes style that is perfect for playing characters. Although he does employ the same generic Asian accent for most of them, Bobby Lee is a polarizing figure. Most people either love him or hate him. Some Asians felt he sold his soul, playing stereotypical characters simply to find work, while others are just happy to see an Asian face on TV. Bobby seems unfazed by any debate and just does whatever he wants. On number 3 on our list, we have Korean King Jeoug. King Jeoug was born and raised in Greensboro, North Carolina. He mentions being Asian in his stand-up, but it just wasn't his topic. Ken is the best known for his roles in big comedies such as Knock Up and The Hangover, for having been an actual medical doctor prior to becoming a full-time actor. King Jeoug is a controversial figure in the Asian community, as the only Asian comedian to ever have been embraced by the Hollywood elite by having done so by playing off-the-wall stereotypical characters. Some call him a sellout or cringe at his characters. Others think he's just hilarious. One thing that's undeniable is his impact. There's never been an Asian in comedy that stole away each scene they were in, and they're actually been received recognition from the mainstream. Number 2 on the list, we have Margaret Cho. Margaret Cho is the original Asian comedian. At 42, she's around the same age as many of the other comedians on this list, but hit the big time far earlier than most of her peers. At 26, she starred in the first and only Asian TV sitcom in history called All American Girl on ABC in 1994. And although it only lasted a season, she was the first Asian comedian to break it into the mainstream. Blessed with a smart, conversational voice, Cho still has one of the best deliveries in comedy, although her content has become increasingly campy over the years. Later in her career, she will continue to be a pioneer, being an outspoken representative of the LGBT community in her stand-up tours. One interesting thing to note is that despite her success, the Asian community has never really embraced Cho, sparking some debate as whether Asians actually hold themselves back. Coming on top of number 1, we have Russel Peters. Russel Peters is an Indian Canadian and was raised in Brampton, a suburb of Toronto. His humor constantly touches on race and culture, and he's known for being able to accurately impersonate a multitude of accents. Russel Peters is the most groundbreaking Asian comedian in the past decade. He rose from relative obscurity off the strength of a Canadian TV special that went viral on YouTube to being the most popular stand-up comedian ever in the Asian community, all without the support of the mainstream industry. Peters showed that speaking directly to the ignorant Asians, particularly the Indians and Chinese, is not only a great niche, but incredible for business. Russell has the innate ability to poke fun at cultures and races with a casual insider tone, which has earned him the distinction of being the most popular international stand-up comedian, exposing comedy to entirely new audiences of people around the world by being both insightful and hysterical. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like and subscribe button for more content on the way.